Greetings, geeks. Welcome to episode 890 of Geeks in Space. I can talk normally, and I'm Rob Commander Taco Malda. Joining me today in pretend low Earth orbit, I have none other than Chris DeBona.
Hi.
Rob Roseboom.
Hello.
Gentlemen, everything's great. Everything's great.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We live in normal times, not a fascist dictatorship or anything.
Well, the National Guard hasn't come
Not
here.
out at curfew,
That's true. Everything's fine in Ann Arbor.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we're like pretty high on the list of people that are going to be messed up when the things go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and evidently the Carp Carnival is going on.
Oh, right on.
So
Carp?
The Carp Carnival.
Mm-hmm.
Carnival?
The Carp Carnival and the Manchester Chicken Broil are two of my favorite area things. It's been a long time since I've done either.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what we got on the list. We have the CD image burner story, Chris. This has to be something that exists before, but I don't think that I've ever seen it. This is somebody who figured out how to etch patterns into burnt CDs, and I believe it does so with some amount of data, so you can actually get some data in there. But that's art, and it's burnt on a CD. Now, for the youths, CDs are what we used to listen to music on before Spotify.
Isn't this where operating systems are on there? I mean, you could easily put your actual data in the first couple of millimeters of the disk, and then have the rest be artwork space. Yeah.
Well, that was like how we had that Sounds of Slashdot CD that had that was bootable, and apparently that was a bit of a hack.
I know that was a great hack.
Because apparently it was difficult to make. You can have an audio CD or a data CD, but a bootable audio and data CD.
It was way ahead of its time.
Oh, like so many things, like everything that we did.
Well, I mean, not for nothing. That ain't wrong.
A little bit.
We were cool before it was cool. Yeah, there you go. Sounds of Slashdot.
I can find a better picture of this somewhere, right?
Well, the album cover wasn't. It was just a blue screen.
Yeah, someone uploaded the whole thing to YouTube too. So.
Really? That's cool. Yeah, I haven't listened to that album in years. I listened to it a lot back in the day, though.
I hope this is stuck in the CD player of the PT Cruiser somewhere.
There you go.
Yeah. Nate uploaded it.
Did he? I don't know that that's our Nate.
It's not our Nate. 422 views, so this is a hell of a video.
Oh, yeah.
We got more views than we do.
Oh, yeah, easily. We kind of suck, but I'll screenshot it. That could be our thumbnail for the day.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. What do we have next on the list? So this is an older story, the staging Trek story. This is I guess maybe like a community theater troupe. And like in Seattle, of course. And they're doing stage productions of original Star Trek episodes, and they are like doing them as little plays in the park, and that's fun.
That's kind of wonderful,
right? Their costumes are on point.
You're tearing me apart.
They got little wall segments that they can put up for show.
Really?
Like, look at that. That's
very innovative. I like his microphone placement.
Yeah. I think that oh, look at the chair. Nice.
That's pretty wonderful.
Yeah.
I have a friend who would go nuts for this. He goes to the Paramount every year, Star Trek things in Las Vegas, and he's been on the Star Trek cruise, and he owns the uniforms. And if you knew him, you would never know until you get a little closer. You're like, there's something Star Trek about you.
A little bit Trekky.
Yeah.
I loves me some Star Trek, but
it's almost like like the secret underpants that Mormons wear. As you get closer to him, you're like,
Oh.
I'm getting the Star Trek vibe, you
Yep.
know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Doodly, beam me up.
Yeah.
I don't have my. I guess I could press my green screen button a random number of times until a Star Trek image appears.
Yeah.
That'll. It's possible. I think I have 2 different Enterprise decks.
Oh, yeah.
There's a Millennium Falcon, my old office. Guess not. Well, let's see here. The next one on the list is we got a DEI story, guys.
Oh, yeah?
Trump wants to spend $2 million to see if DEI causes airplane crashes.
I'm
That's
sure this,
a use
sure,
of money.
yeah, I'm sure the study will be fair
Yep.
and comprehensive.
Yep. Well, for $2
So-
million.
You know, they use words like investigating and study, and I'm like, that is neither a study nor an investigation.
No.
You
I
know?
would have done it for $1 million.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I would have. You know, they're just going to go to ChatGPT and say, "Give us something that looks like a white paper blaming DEI for blah blah blah." blah.
Right.
You know, they're going to spend maybe $20 in tokens for this.
Yeah.
whole
I mean,
thing.
for the
Different.
just like the healthcare initiatives.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and his list of tariffs that included like an island, you know, populated only by penguins.
Penguins, yeah.
Yeah.
Like by Spiro, a partner at the elite firm Quinn Emanuel Urquhart and Sullivan. Like, okay, sure.
We truly do live in the darkest timeline.
Well, I mean, for too long, tropical nations have been growing our bananas, and it's time we do it here,
Yep.
right in the bread belt. You know,
Yep.
we got
Yep.
go and start rotating the crops, start slipping in some bananas. You know,
Yeah. It's about time. I'm tired of having all those southern hemisphere folks getting all the banana cash. There's always money in the banana stand.
Always money in the bank.
Rob, I didn't read the story about the dolls. Was this you or was this Chris? Because one of the stories we had was a New York Times link that I couldn't click.
Oh
through.
yeah, I pasted this because I'm just gonna say it. I am so creeped out by everything about this story.
oh, those are
I mean,
they're creepy.
There's some horrific.
Oh
looking
no.
things. And
Oh.
it's not that they're not lifelike. It's just
No, it's that they're too
They're too
lifelike.
lifelike.
it's like, you know, Uncanny Valley. I didn't know there was something beyond it. You know, like before you got to real moving humans.
Yeah, like, hey, I can't help but notice your baby isn't breathing. You should check on it.
No,
yeah.
that's normal. Betsy wets herself, doesn't breathe.
Yeah. I'm
That's-
just like,
Oh my
no,
god.
no.
like, I will say the artistry, the ability to make a doll that
For
looks
sure.
that lifelike is amazing.
It's remarkable.
However, you know,
Oh my god. It's like she's holding a tiny severed human head.
Yeah.
it looks delighted though.
It's so happy.
That's some Westworld nonsense right here.
You know, that's exactly what this is. Oh, they got legs hanging from. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's so you can nibble on them.
Oh, look at the
Yeah, oh,
toes. They're so
toes.
nummy.
Wait, it doesn't attach to anything but a hanger.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So, like,
Oh, wait a second. So
which one's real? Are any of them real?
the most terrifying thing in this shot is the tree.
You're right.
That's the one responsible for this
Yeah.
whole thing.
Bring me your babies. Sacrifice them to the tree gods.
Yes. Look at that horrific thing.
Arborist demands blood. Wow. I lied, Chris. That's the screenshot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's amazing.
I'm literally horrified.
Yeah. I'm glad that
I thought of y'all, you know.
I'm glad that happened. Rob, I think this one is your story. The Florida versus snakes.
Yes.
This is a
wait
weird
second.
one.
Before you start, did you see like I think it's episode 4 of Poker Face?
Yes. Gator done.
God, it's funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's they should have credited Carl Hiassen for that one. I mean,
That This
So
have you
make sure you
seen?
see that, Roosevelt. Boy, it's good.
Yeah,
Anyway,
episode 4. It's all
I think it's
snakes.
yeah. Anyway,
Uh,
Rob,
the
tell us about this snake nonsense.
Well, for the first time, I can't remember exactly how, I think it's 20,000 pounds of snakes that they got,
Ooh,
but not an entire year, just in a couple months
whoa.
and within, I think, 100 acres.
yeah,
That's how bad the infestation is.
wow,
That is a big snake.
Yeah,
yeah.
big.
I don't want that snake wrapping itself around me and killing me.
We should like seed that whole area with lifelike baby dolls, and then the snakes
Oh,
can just kill. They can get their baby killing out on the baby dolls.
You know, I hate to propose a program that the Trump administration would go for. What you do is you have fast track immigration program,
Oh
right?
no.
Where Brazilian women, they bring their crazy dolls, and what you do is you throw the dolls into the Everglades and say, "Go save your baby." And then if they manage to murder enough pythons, you give them a green card.
But it's all
I
for
was thinking,
dolls.
yeah, I was thinking like a busload of trained opossums with C4 in their pouches, and you wait until the snake attaches and boom.
Yeah.
Go.
If there's exploding animals involved, I'm willing to watch the TV
Yeah.
show, the reality TV show based
Yeah.
upon it.
And, you know, I bet python's pretty good eating. You know,
Nature will find a way, gentlemen. So,
or gator.
I don't want to eat python. I've eaten gator, but I guess I've eaten croc.
Crack.
you ate crocodile?
Wear them. You're not supposed to eat them.
Yeah, I think I did. I was at some place in Australia where it was like you can eat like weird meats.
Together.
Like kangaroo and ostrich and emu and
Yeah,
that sort
It
of
must
thing.
have been for like a Linux Conf AU, and then we ordered wacky stuff off the menu. I don't think I had the spirit to eat kangaroo, but I would eat. I've eaten gator. I know I have.
Sure.
Pretty sure I've eaten gator too.
In Florida, for sure.
But that's not really my thing. I'm not like a let's go eat exotic meats kind of person. I'm just more like a let's eat cow and chicken.
To be fair, we don't have a lot of gator meat at the Plums down the road here in Michigan.
No.
So
not
much of an option.
If you think about our ancestors going back in time, I wonder what they'd think of us calling something exotic if they would just consider it subsistence,
Yeah. It's just about convenience, and it's super convenient to eat.
Do you know how many ribs are on that snake? I mean, it's delicious. You feed a whole village. No?
They don't have ribs, do they? I mean, they have probably like a cartilaginous, reasoning.
It's all ribs.
Yeah, but meat, like baby backs, would be awesome.
Well, they're tiny ribs for sure.
Well, yeah, it's like frog leg rib, frog leg length ribs.
So delicious. All right. As far as media goes, I started watching something called The Greasy Strangler, and I had to stop.
What the hell is that?
It's a Trailer Park Boys horror movie?
I kind of worried that it might be. It was the director of Beverly Left Lynn. I mentioned that one last week, the Aubrey Plaza movie. But like it's even weirder than Beverly Left Lynn, but I only got like 15 minutes in, and then my partner had to nope out. So I have to finish that one later.
Oh, what's the name of it again?
The Greasy Strangler. It had so much old man in banana hammock in the first 15 minutes, and then you find out that he's also a serial killer he gets greased up and then murders people, I think. I also watched a much better movie called The Surfer. That stars Nicolas Cage. And in The Surfer, Nicolas Cage goes back to his childhood home of Australia, of course.
Sure.
And he wants to...
Do the locals give him a hard time at first when he tries to surf?
That's exactly what happens.
Oh, wow.
Well, but it's actually kind of good. Because the whole thing is he's there, he wants to buy back his childhood home. That's like his reason for being there. And it just things just keep getting worse for him, and he sort of descends into madness And it's kind of a great Nicolas Cage performance because he kind of starts off normal, and you watch him kind of slowly go insane as he's bullied by the locals. Like
I'm gonna go with Mr. Mark Hardy's recommendation and never watched this. Let's see now. Awarding this cinematic garbage fire anything above a 1 out of 10 would be a crime against good taste and rational thought.
Greasy Strangler or a Surfer?
Surfer.
Oh no, that's bullshit.
It's an insult to the very concept of cinema.
Wow, what a bad film critic.
The Surfer?
Yeah, no, what a bad film critic.
Okay.
You should fight him.
No, it's
Yeah. Have you considered getting into a mud pit with the Greasy Strangler on your side? No,
the Greasy Strangler is
so
rough.
So apparently Ronnie runs a disco walking tour with his son Braden. When a sexy woman takes the tour, it begins a competition between father and son for her love. It also signals the arrival of an oily stranger who stalks the streets at night.
I don't think that's the same movie.
That's the Greasy Strangler.
That's not the Greasy Strangler that I'm talking about.
I can't. I mean, who do I believe? You?
Wait a second. Are you telling me there's 2 movies called The Greasy Strangler? That's the most unbelievable thing I've heard today.
Well, maybe that's what happens, because I guess I am only 15 minutes in.
I mean, I have to tell you, I'm not seeing an alternative universe Greasy Strangler or a multiverse Strangler, you know.
All right. Well.
And I'm seeing pictures of old dudes in banana hammocks.
All right. Well, then this is the same movie, and I guess I just got to watch the next hour and a half of it to see what happens.
Yeah, when it gets good.
When it gets good.
Yeah, when it gets good.
Yeah.
My own personal hell, the Greasy Strangler 2016. I guess that's.
I watched the animated Predator movie.
Yeah.
Killer Killers. Yeah.
Two of the 3 segments are great.
Which one did you not like?
I found the samurai sequence to be kind of boring.
Okay.
But I really liked the Norse sequence because I thought that lady was awesome. And I really liked.
Yeah, she was a good character.
And I really liked the World War II sequence and then how they resolved the story. I enjoyed that part a lot.
That was probably my least favorite because it was so ridiculous.
Oh, sure.
I mean, he is moving up and down the wing of an airplane through a lot of it. And I'm like, okay.
I mean, it is a world with like Predator.
Well, sure. But I mean, again, I'm like, by your rules, I'm willing to give you that aliens exist and they have more technology than us. I'm not willing to bet that an 18-year-old man is able to hold himself on an airplane wing while it's flying through the air.
I agree.
That's it. Yeah.
I agree. But there were a lot of, like, during the Norse sequence, there was like a sequence where they go under the ice, and yet somehow she's able to still physically move around 30, 40 feet below the water in the ice. There's enough light for her to see she can fight. Like the physics, the biology is questionable.
My brother happened to spend an hour in Lake Makatawa in the winter, and he survived. So it's not unheard of. It's not completely ridiculous.
All right.
Could conceivably happen.
All right. What else? I finished Clarkson's Farm. That show's probably about done.
Well,
it's running out of steam, is what you mean, or
yeah.
The issue this year was that half of it is about the pub.
Yeah.
It isn't about the farm. So
right.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the stories about like birthing the cows or whatever, like how did the baby pigs getting squished and stuff.
And they have a little bit of that this year, but like towards the end, most of it is about getting the pub up and running and fighting city council and discovering what it's like really to run a restaurant.
Yeah.
As opposed to how you think it will go.
Yeah. I like the setup and everything of that, but yeah, I didn't, I was less interested in the pub stuff. Trying to think, there was something else I watched, but it's been a difficult time for media around here. I just don't feel like there's anything that's been really worth watching.
All right. Yeah. Like I mentioned, Poker Face. I've been really enjoying that.
Oh, Poker
We
Face is
wrapped
great.
up, when do we wrap up?
Oh, you know what? I did want to say I watched the
Oh, what?
Minecraft movie.
Yeah? What'd you think?
I actually enjoyed the Minecraft movie just fine.
I'm sure, if you're a kid at
Yeah.
heart, I'm sure it's
Yeah.
fine.
No,
I watched a bit of it and I'm like, yeah, it's not for me. But
I was expecting it to be an absolute dumpster fire.
oh no.
Because like I've watched the Sonic movie, like those Sonic movies, I
It's
find
probably
them.
better than Ready Player One,
Yeah, it was definitely better than Ready Player One.
From fan service,
Yeah, it's all of the fan service. The Mario movie had all the fan service, the same thing, but this was at least like a little more fun.
Yeah.
Time to rock and roll.
What was I going to tell you? The new How to Train Your Dragon is out, right?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, the live action one?
Or real people with animated dinosaurs.
More live action than before?
Yeah, dragons. Yeah, I mean, the original movie was great.
Yeah, fantastic.
Just a shot-for-shot remake with different effects. Okay. I'm willing to let it happen, man.
It's weird to me that the Lilo and Stitch movie got a live action remake and the How to Train Your Dragon movie got a live action remake, and they both came out like a few weeks apart because those movies are like they're the same director. The original Chris Sanders did both of those.
Oh, he did both of them.
But years apart. And those are two, like for my money, those are two of the best animated movies that came out in the aughts. And now both of them are mediocre live action remakes that came out within a few weeks of each other. That's weird.
Well, they couldn't get the Chat GPT to write a good movie, so they just redid one. Maybe that's what they're doing. Just roll a dice.
Yeah. You gotta make a
ballerina out, and it's like, is ballerina gonna knock Lilo and Stitch off the?
I think I have ballerina on my watch list, but the reviews that I've heard of that is that it's as good as the average John Wick movie. But they said the review I heard was like it's better than 3, but not as good as 2. And I don't have a ranking for John Wick movies.
John Wick 1 was great. John Wick 2 through 4 was just a cartoon.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah. The reviews I heard slotted this in the middle of a ranking of John Wick movies. So
yeah, both Lilo and Stitch and How to Train Your Dragon, the new one, are both doing gangbusters. They're doing great.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Like it's been 20 years, so they're at the sweet spot for millennial nostalgia.
Well, I mean, How to Train Your Dragon came out in 2010, so that's only 15 years.
Really, I thought it was 2007. Man,
well, I mean, unless I'm reading it wrong.
Oh, you could totally be right. I for some reason I thought that it was a much older movie.
Yeah. We watched The Last of Us season 2. We rewrapped that up. It was fine.
Yeah.
Kind of lost the thread, It was kind of like playing the video game, honestly. I told you about that, guys. It's like I started playing The Last of Us and I'm like, where's the game? And it suffers from the Witchblade problem. I'm like, where's the zombies? So, but yeah.
Yeah, my problem with it was like because of what happens to Joel, like I was less interested in 3 of the episodes.
Well, from what I've read, Shane Gillis isn't going to be the lead in season 3 either.
No, they're going to focus on the person who shot people in season 2, and we're going to hit that thing. So we've talked about this before, where they try to take a character who does something terrible and have you like root for them or sympathize with them. It's like I'm never going to forget the billions that Darth Vader killed. The younglings. It's like there's no recovering from that. You're a bad person.
Are you saying there's no redemption from that?
There's no redemption from that. It's like Hitler. If he suddenly saves a puppy at the end of World War II, doesn't deserve to live.
I don't know. I think that if you work really hard with Doge, then your reputation is resurrected, and then everybody
the
buys
idea that
Cybertrucks.
Elon is ever coming out of his K-hole to a redemptive arc is like, you know, although I'm sure he'll be told whatever he wants to
Yeah,
hear
for sure.
because he's got enough money.
No, I think that the modern thing, like there's a line in one of the prequels when I think it's episode 3, when in the yellow scrolly text, they have a line that says there were heroes on both sides. And
Are you fucking serious?
yeah, and it's like about the Clone Wars. And while that is on some level true, in all wars, people are, fighting for what they believe in, but in a children's movie where it's supposed to be a black and white thing of good and evil, I don't want to think about there being heroes on both sides. I want my bad guys bad, and I want my good guys good, and I want my bad guys to stay bad, and I don't care about the backstories that made them bad. These are children's stories. It's not Game of Thrones where I need nuance.
And I would say that, in war, most people are fighting for something they don't give a shit about.
Right. They're fighting because they have. Right.
They're fighting because they have to.
Yeah. You don't get deployed for funsies.
Right.
So yeah. There were heroes on both sides. Yeah. I mean, to me, that was like, I don't like that. That's not what I want.
Shit right here.
Yeah. Well, that's not what I want. No. I want bad guys to be bad and good guys to be good. Well, that's Star Wars.
I think there is such a thing as objective morality. Like if you spend a lot of time killing the younglings and blowing up planets full of people, you're probably a bad guy.
Well, I don't know. Let's make a prequel and let's redeem you and.
If you guys
be a stalker and a weirdo, yeah.
If you guys watched the documentary about Buck Naked,
no.
He was the super famous Liberian warlord, child soldier.
Oh wow!
Who ended up racing through the rankings, did horrific things, and at the end converted to Christianity, started a church, and turned himself into the world court.
Okay.
And he's like, it's actually a very, very good documentary because he's like, I did terrible things. I deserve to be punished, but I'm a good person now, and I'm trying to make the world better. And it is basically a documentary about if there are things that you can do that are irredeemable.
This is the redemption of General Butt Naked.
Yeah.
All right. I'll. Looks like it's on Prime.
It's so I don't know if that is the specific documentary I watch, but it sounds like it.
Gotcha. And like in the real world, I do believe that you can redeem yourself. You can try to make amends. But that's not Star Wars. That's not children's media.
For sure, it's not a story.
Right.
No one goes to the movies to watch a story about a guy who goes to work and raises a family successfully. No one gives a shit about that story.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, the guy sacrificing children in his secret child sacrificing cult.
That's what we want to know.
That's a movie.
That's a movie.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't want him as your babysitter, I'm guessing, or working on.
Probably not. Or... I guess it depends how bad your kids are.
Oh, pretty bad. All right. Let's say goodbye to Rob Roseboom.
Goodbye.
Goodbye to Chris DeBona.
Goodbye.
That was episode 890 of Geeks in Space. I was Rob Commander Taco Malda. We'll see you some other time. Bye-bye.